weapon, fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a fire. We'll need white light fire. Yeah. Right, rear racing, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Life live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, bleeding souls high. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
Start your engine!
Welcome back, race fans, to Right Rear Racing. As tonight we have the Regal Promotions Esports late model stream here at Eldora. It's presented by Metcalf Cinematography. Thank you for joining in once again. These drivers are finishing up their practice session, and we have 35 drivers making the call, 36 drivers making the call tonight, as these drivers are currently getting their drivers meeting and ready to get their qualifying going on here in about 10 seconds. They're going to have 3 minutes of qualifying for 2 laps between all these drivers here. And with 35 drivers, 36 drivers tonight, the way the format's going to work is we're going to have 4 heat races followed by 2 B mains and then your 75 lap main event. In the heat races, the top four from all 4 heat races will be transferred right into your main event, and the top 3 will be transferred out of your B main. And it looks like we got Robert Puckett in the 30 machine as he goes down the back straightaway, goes into turn number 3. As he comes out turn number 4, he's going to be getting the green flag for his first lap. And he's making his way down the back straightaway. You see him coming off turn number 4 there for his first lap. Robert's going to get a 15.77 as he's the first one on the board. And then we have the number 95 machine with a 15.62 top of the board right now with the first 5 qualifiers out there. And Robert Puckett on his second lap is going to get a 15.85. They're going to be qualifying quick here. We're going to follow with the number 19 of Mike Augustine as he gets the high side going, coming off turn 4, getting the green flag, I believe. And going down the back straightaway. As he comes out turn number 4 for his first lap. Again, this is a pro late model fixed setup race, and he's going to be sitting second with a 15.33 as he's right behind Corey in that 34 machine. Again, these drivers do not know what the invert will be for the heat races, and Mike's going to get a 15.40 on the second lap there, as race control will be throwing a randomized wheel out there, and the wheel has 0, 2, 4, and 6 on it for the invert. And we go to Jimbo Rooney in that 27 machine. He's getting that top side going as he should be coming out turn number 3 for his first lap. And that's just his out lap. Might have made contact with the outside wall right there. If that's the case, this lap will not count. As he gets that outside going in 3 and 4 and maintaining that upper line right there. And Jimbo Rooney did hit that wall because that lap did not count. As he goes down low in 3 and 4 for his second time. And his lap counted, and that's going to put him up to 15th with a 15.45. So currently it's going to be Blake Giglio, Jacob Cannon, and Corey for your top 3 qualifiers tonight. And Mike Augustine, as all 4 of those drivers will be in separate heat races, as we have 4 heat races tonight. And your starting lineup right now will be, because we got the invert wheel. I looked at the invert wheel on Discord from Race Control. It's going to be Zachary Good in that 118, starting on pole. The number 95 will be on his outside. Bradley Wilson will be starting inside row number 2. Trevor Trigo will be in the 33 on the outside of row number 2. The number 22 of Branson will be inside row number 3, and on his outside is going to be Blake Giglio in that number 16 machine. Inside row number 4 is going to be Mike Lewis in that 05. Jeff Humphrey on his outside in the number 36, and rounding out the field will be the number 11 of Joseph Groom. So the invert will be 6 for these drivers as they pull out onto the track here. You're going to see them all separate and reline up here down the back straightaway as the top 3 rows will be a full invert. The worst number on the wheel got selected, and this is going to be your first heat race of the night, which is the right rear racing heat race number 1. Again, thank you for joining in here on Right Rear Racing. If you haven't done so yet, go hit that like and follow button or hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It'd be greatly appreciated. So we have the 118 of Zachary Good on the pole here, and they got the rolled up green flag. We're going to go green flag racing next time around. As the 118 of Zachary Good leads us down the back straightaway. As he leads us into turn number 3. Pace truck's pulled off. And we're getting our first third-party gaming green flag of the night here as 118 of Zachary Good leads us into turn number 1. Here's the 51 of Bradley Wilson right there, right behind him. And the 95 of Alexi Vengeant is getting the high side going there in 3 and 4, as well as he got it in 1 and 2 there. As they're side-by-side coming out turn number 4, it's going to be the number 95 leading lap number 1 here. And the 95 is getting the high side going, and Bradley Wilson went up there with him as well. As we have, remember, it's the top 4 drivers are making it into the show. As we're going to be 3 wide for the transfer position, as I have contact with the 118 and the 22 there as they came out turn number 4. The 95 is still going to be holding out, and we have a caution flag. We're going to go back and take a look at what happened there as they were 3 wide. That was with Zachary Good and the 118 as he was up there. You see the 51 hits the outside wall, comes down, and the 118 kind of pushes up and hits the 22, and that's going to put him into the B main tonight. As Zachary Good did have a good run there. Thank you for sharing the stream, Jordan. So your field, as we have the 16 of Blake Giglio, he's made it to the pits and off, and also Zachary Good has made it off as well. I don't know if those drivers will be coming back, but currently it's going to be the number 95 of Alexi Vengeant leading the field, followed by the 51 of Bradley Wilson, the 22 of Branson, and the 36 of Jeff Humphrey. Those 4 drivers are in your transfer spots for your main event. And we have Trevor in the 33 machine sitting on the outside, Joseph Groom in that number 11 as well, Mike Lewis in the 05, the 16 in Blake Giglio, he did come back out, and Zachary Good's back out here as well, as we are 3 laps down. And we're going to go green flag racing next time around as we have a rolled up green flag. And the field is led by the number 95 of Alexi Vengeant. And we have 35 drivers making the call tonight. And we are a single file restart for your heat races. As the 95 goes up to that high side, pace truck pulls off, and we have the third-party gaming green flag. Once again, as the 95 is going to get a good jump there, the 51 is still right in right there, and the 77. And I believe that's going to be the 36 car on your tracker right there. That's Jeff Humphrey. I thought he got a good run there into turn 1 and 2. Here comes the 22 looking down low. He's going to be battling up for second as we are halfway through with heat race number 1 here. And as soon as I say that, Branson hits that outside wall in 1 and 2. We're going to go back to the front of the field as the 95 and the 51. They're battling it out for the lead here. And here comes Jeff Humphrey in that 36 machine. And the 22 as they're throwing slide jobs back and forth. And that's a battle for third. Reminder that both these drivers are into the show as the 22 throws another slide job here. Here comes the 77 trying to do a crossover as we have 2 laps remaining. Here comes a slide job from the 77 on Branson as they enter turn 1 and 2. And we're going to be crossover there from the 22. And the 22 is going to get a good run going into 3. As they come off 4, they're getting the white flag as we have 1 lap remaining. And I was watching that show right there. Here comes the 51 and the 95. They're racing it out here, going down the back straightaway. As the 95 looks down low and cuts off the 51. As they come off turn 4, we're going to have a drag race. The 95 takes heat race number 1, followed by the 51 of Bradley Wilson. The 22 of Branson finishes in 3rd. And Jeff Humphrey in the 36 rounds out your 4 drivers that will make it to tonight's main event. The rest of these drivers will be making it to, or be going to one of 2 B mains, and that's going to be Trevor in the 33, Blake Giglio in the 16, Zachary Good in the 118, Joseph Groom in the 11, and Mike Lewis in the 05. All those drivers will be going to a B main. And next up is going to be your Casey Simmons Cinematography Heat Race number 2. And we're going to try to do this real fast. It's going to be Stephen Metcalf will be on the pole. Jordan Koblenz will be on his outside. As these drivers are pulling out onto the track, I'm going to try to figure it out once again. And John Hawley will be inside row number 2. Dan McLeod will be on his outside in row number 2 in that 07. Inside row number 3 is going to be Ty Dixon in the 67. And on his outside is going to be Jacob Cannon in the number 93. Derek Daniel will be starting P7 in that number 28 machine, and Michael Farmer on his outside in the number 98. And rounding off the field for heat race number 2 here, it's going to be Braden Tuttle in that 84 machine. Now they got the rolled up green flag. They're going to go green flag racing next time around. As a 70 of Stephen Metcalf will be leading the field down the back straightaway. As the pace truck pulls in, the number 70 of Stephen Metcalf is going to lead us to the third party gaming green flag and going to turn number 1. Here comes the 41 of John Hawley. He's looking down low. Again, the top 4 drivers are into your main event. As the 70, the 27, the 41, and the 07 are all racing out. We got contact between the 41 and the 27 as they come off turn number 4 there. We're going to probably might have a caution here. But stand by, we're still under green. As the 27 of Jordan Koblenz looks down low of the number 707 of Stephen Metcalf as they're racing it for the battle for the lead here. And I believe John Hawley he's keeping her going. He's quite a ways back there. Again, your top 4 drivers currently are going to be Stephen Metcalf, Jordan Koblenz, Dan McLeod, and Ty Dickinson. As Stephen still leads the field down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3. And as he comes off turn number 4, he's getting the cross flags as we're halfway through with the second heat race. That's Ty Dickinson in that 6-7 machine. He's going to try to hold off Jacob Cannon. Here comes Jacob Cannon looking down low, throwing the slide job as Ty Dickinson's going to try to cross him over, and Cannon's going to secure that 4th and final transfer spot straight from the heat race to the main events currently as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. This time around, they're getting the popsicle sticks off 4 as we have 2 laps remaining in this second heat race. And currently it's going to still be Stephen Metcalf up there in the front, Jordan Koblenz in 2nd, followed by Dan McLeod in 3rd, and Jacob Cannon rounds out the 4th position there. As they come off turn number 4, they're getting the white flag as this is the last lap of heat race number 2. Again, the top 4 drivers go straight to your main event. As Stephen Metcalf leads us down the back straightaway one last time here, entering turn number 3. As he comes off 4, he's getting a checkered flag and taking the win in heat race number 2, followed by Jordan Koblenz, Dan McLeod, and the 93 of Jacob Cannon. And again, that was your Casey Simmons Cinematography Heat Race number 2. And look at the rest of your results. The The rest of these drivers will be going to one of two B mains, and that's going to be Ty Dixon in the 67, Braden Tuttle in the 84, Derek Daniel in the 28, Michael Farmer in the 98, and John Hawley in the 41. And your Sweet Tea Gang Heat Race number 3, starting on the pole, is going to be the number 89 of Mason Haney. On his outside is going to be the 26 of Corey Denson. Inside row number 2 is going to be Jimbo Rooney, that 27 machine. And on his outside is going to be the number 79 of Tyler Bowman. And starting inside row number 3 is going to be Trevin McCrillis. And on his outside is going to be the number 34 of Corey. And starting P7 inside row number 4, we have the number 96 machine of Jordan Navarro. And on his outside is Ron Milliam. Sorry for messing up the name there. And then number 91. And then the 17 of Austin Breadlove rounds out the field. And the pace truck lights are off. They got the rolled up green flag. That means that we're going to go green flag racing here for heat race number 3 next time around. Again, this is your Sweet Tea Gang heat race number 3. As the 89 of Mason leads us down the back straightaway. And the 26 of Corey Denson is going to be on his outside as they go into turn number 3. And Mason can hit that loud pedal at any time. And he's on that loud pedal, leading us to the third party game. And green flag here in Sweet Tea Gang heat race number 3. The 27 of Jimbo Rooney is going to get a good jump too and go into turn number 1, setting P2. And here comes the 71 on the outside down the back straightaway as we have a battle for second between the 71 and the 27 as they come off turn number 4 there. And it's going to be the 71 in second. Here comes the 34 down low. Again, the top 4 drivers are going to be making it straight to the main as the 34 tries to battle it out there with Tyler Bowman in that 79 machine on his outside. That's going to be for your transfer spot here with the 34 and the 79. And Corey Denson's trying to get back into the battle here. And we have someone spinning out towards the back of the field. And we have a battle for the lead between the 89 and the 71 as they come off turn number 4 here. We're going to have a caution flag coming out. And as we go take a look at what happened there, as we go on board with the number 96 of Jordan, as he goes into the turn, the 91 tried to throw a slide job and didn't clear him and got his nose, and that's going to spin him out and cause the first caution of your Sweet Tea Gang heat race number 3. And I'd like to give a shout out to Twisted Speed as they have donated $5 for the winner for tonight's race. And as always, that caution was presented by the 618 Engraving and Design, as they are your caution flag sponsor, fastest lap sponsor, and B main sponsor. And he filled as they got the rolled up green flag. We're going to go back under action next time around. Mason in the 89 machine is going to be leading the field, followed by the 71 of Trevin, the 27 of Jimbo Rooney, the 34 of Corey will be your top 4. The 79 of Tyler Bowman is going to be 5th. Corey Denson in that 26 machine is going to be 6th. Ron Milliam in the 91. Austin Breadlove and Jordan rounds out the field as the 89 leads us into turn number 3 there. And he's going to hit that loud pedal and lead us to the third party game and green flag once again going to turn here as the 71 goes up to the high side. He's going to try to get a run coming off turn number 2, and he got a run there. He's going to look down low in turn 3 as he gets a good jump here and throws a slide job on the 89. He's going to clear him, and we're going to have a new leader come off turn number 4 as we're halfway through with heat race number 3. Again, this is your Sweet Tea Gang heat race number 3. The 89 machine is going to be sitting second with Jimbo Rooney hot on his heels as he's going to try to make a pass here down low. It looked like there momentarily as they're side by side going to turn number 1. Jimbo Rooney's getting that low side going. The 89 is getting the high side going as they go down back straight away. Entering turn number 3 is the 71 of Trevin still out in the lead. As they come off turn 4, they're getting the popsicle sticks as we have 2 laps remaining in this race. The battle on the screen right now is the 89 and the 27. That's going to be for P2. And Corey in that 34 machine, he's trying to get into the mix. Again, these three drivers on your screen are going to make the transfer as Trevin got the white flag as we have 1 lap remaining in your Sweet Tea Gang heat race number 3 here for the Regal Promotions Esports late model stream. And coming off turn 4, getting the checkered flag is going to be the 71 of Trevin, followed by the 89 of Mason, the 27 of Jimbo Rooney, and the 34 of Corey. Those 4 drivers will make it to tonight's main event. Again, tonight's main event is going to be 75 laps, and your results for the rest of the drivers will be going to one of 2B mains, and that's going to be Tyler Bowman, Corey Denson, Ron, Austin, and Jordan. And this heat race is going to be your 4th and final heat race, which is going to be the Regal Promotions Esports Shop heat race number 4. And starting on the pole is going to be the number 141 of Derek Patetti. On his outside is going to be Dalton Scherer in the 115. Inside row number 2, we have Troy. And on his outside is going to be Matt in the 191. Apparently, I'm not showing you the drivers here. Inside row number 3 is going to be the 13 of Fred Hoffman. And on his outside is going to be the number 19 of Mike Augustine. Inside row number 4 is Robert Puckett. Outside of him is going to be Ryan in the 81. And rounding out the field for Regal Promotions Esports Shop heat race number 4 is going to be the number 9 of Tate Black. As the 141 of Derek leads us out of 2 down the back straightaway. They got the rolled up green flag as last time around, as we're going to go green flag racing this time around, coming off turn number 4. And the 141 of Derek leads us into turn number 3. The pace truck dives off, and Derek's on his loud pedal as he's getting the third party game. And green flag here for your 4th and final heat race, and leads us into turn number 1. And we're going to go back here with the 13 and the 115, and it looks like the 91 is getting the outside going. They're going to be 3 wide there going into turn number 3. As they come off 4, they're still going to be 3 wide. Here comes the 19 looking down low, making a pass, and that's going to be Mike Augustine getting that low side going early on in this 4th heat race here. And he's moved up to your 3rd position as he started in 6th. As he's battling it out with the 115 of Dalton, moves up to the high side there. And the 191, he's going to look down low, try to make a pass on the leader of Derek Patetti, and he pushes there and did not make the slide job. And they're going to be side by side coming out 4 as we are 1 more lap down until we're halfway through. Here comes Mike Augustine looking down low. We're going to be making contact as they went in turn 3. And we're going to be side by side. This is your top 3 drivers here on the screen as we are halfway through with heat race number 4. The 19 of Mike Augustine still getting the low side going. He's trying to throw the slide job. He made contact with Derek. We're going to keep it green and keep it straight. As the 19's still getting that low side going. And they come off 4. It's going to be Matt Grime, Mike Augustine, Derek Patetti, and the 81 of Ryan for your top 4 drivers. As Ryan is trying to hold off the number 21 of Troy. As they come off 4, they're getting the popsicle sticks as we have 2 laps remaining here. The 91M of Matt Grimes getting that high side going in 1 and 2, and goes down the back straightaway and enters mid down the back straightaway or into 3. You see Mike back there hitting the outside wall as we have one lap remaining as they're seeing the white flag. And something happened there with Derek as they're going to have contact here. This is your battle for, as Matt's going to take the win, this is your battle for your last transfer spot. Again, that's going to be Matt taking the win. Mike Augustine is second, Troy third, Ryan finishes in fourth, and Derek was right there on the outside bubble. We watched that last lap happen there, for four at least. And the rest of these drivers will be going to, again, one of two B mains. That's going to be Derek Patetti, Fred Hoffman, Dalton Shearer, Robert Puckett, and Tate Black. And we got our first B main of the night. The top three drivers will be making it to tonight's 22-car starting field. And starting on the pole is going to be the 33 of Trevor Trigo. Outside of him is going to be Tyler Bowman in the 79. Inside row number 2 is going to be Blake Giglio, as he was your quick time qualifier for tonight's qualifying. The 26 of Kenny Denson on his outside. Inside row number 3 has Zachary Good in the 118. And on his outside is going to be the number 91 of Ron. Inside row number 4 has Joseph Groom in that number 11 machine. And on his outside is going to be the number 17 of Austin Breedlove. And your fifth and final row here for your first B main is going to be Mike Lewis in the 05. And on his outside is going to be the number 96 of Jordan. They're getting the rolled up green flag as we're going to go back under the third party gaming green flag next time around. As the 33 of Trevor leads us into turn number 3. A pace truck should be pulling off. He can hit that loud pedal anytime. And he's in that loud pedal, leading us to the third party gaming green flag once again here with the B mains. There's going to be 10 laps, and the top 3 drivers will be making it to the field for your 22 car starting field tonight. Here comes the 79 machine. That's going to be Tyler Bowman. He's getting that high side going off the 2 and got a good run. We're going to be side by side at the line. It's going to be 33 leading the first lap. Here comes the 79 looking down low, trying to throw a slide job. He did not clear it and did not push the issue there too much, as we're going to be 3 wide going into turn number 3 between the 33, the 16, and the 79. And we got some contact going on back there in the back. The top 3 drivers here are on your screen. That's going to be the 33, the 16, and the 79, as these 3 drivers will be in your main event. Here comes the 16 looking down low, throw a slide job on the 33 as he comes off turn number 4. We're going to have a new leader for your B main here, and that's going to be Blake Giglio in that 16 machine. And we're going to have a yellow flag coming out. I'm trying to look for some contact, and you see it right there. And it's 118 and the 96 getting into it there on the front straightaway. And that's going to cause your first 618 engraving design caution flag for this B main. So your current transfer spots are right now are going to be the 16 of Blake Giglio. Right behind him is going to be the number 33 of Trevor, and Tyler Bowman in that 79 machine will be your top 3 transfer spots to your 22 car starting field for tonight's main event. Just right there on the bubble, that's going to be Corey Denson in that 26 machine. And right behind him is going to be Austin in that 17 machine, Joseph Groom in the 11, Mike Lewis in the 7, Ron in the 91, and the 2 cars that were caught up in the incident, they went to the back of the field. That's going to be the number 96 of Jordan and the 118 of Zachary Good. And if you're just now joining us, we're having a 75 lap main event here tonight. We're just into your first B main, as we have another B main lined up and some warm-up session. If you haven't done so yet, please like, follow, and share the stream with anyone and everyone as we are trying to get a good brand here on Right Rear Racing. As they got the rolled up green flag, we're going to go green flag racing next time around. Led by Blake Giglio as he goes in turn 3 and 4, and he's hitting that loud pedal. We're once again under the third party gaming green flag. And the 17 machine, he's going to get a good jump there as he's already moved up to the third spot as he's getting that bottom side going in 1 and 2 on that restart. He's going to be battling that with the 33 of Trevor. As we are now halfway through with your first B main. 16 of Blake's kind of walked away from it. The 33 is in second. We got Corey Danson, Austin, the 11 of Joseph Groom, and the 79 of Tyler Bowman, all battling it out here as the 26 and the 17 are running in hard. Here comes the 79 looking down low, trying to take his position back. And here comes Austin Breedlove looking down low, made a pass there as they're battling it out. As they come off turn number 4, it's still going to be Blake Giglio, Trevor, and Austin for your top 3's transfer spots. The 79 of Tyler Bowman is right there on the bubble. He's not giving up yet as he's trying to chase down the 17 machine. And as soon as I say that, the 17 machine of Austin kind of blinked out there, and you see what happens whenever someone blinks out. Didn't know where he's at, most likely, as the 79 makes contact with him. As they go down the back straightaway, entering turn number 3, it's going to be Tyler Bowman in that 79 machine on the bubble, or in your final transfer spot, as they got the white flag. Was we have one more time around. There's Blake Giglio. He's made his gap there, followed by Trevor. And we're going to go back here to Tyler Bowman as he's your final transfer spot. Coming off turn 4, getting the check flag is going to be Blake Giglio, Trevor in the 33, followed by Tyler Bowman for your top 3 drivers. These 3 will be making it to your 22-car starting lineup for tonight's main event, as we have a little bit extracurricular activities on the back straightaway there. And the rest of these guys, thank you for showing up, and they're going to have to load it up on the trailers for tonight. That's going to be the 17 of Austin, Joseph Groom in that 11, Corey Denson in the 26, Ron in the 91, Zachary Good in the 118, Mike Lewis in the 05, and Jordan in the 96. And your second B main is on the field now. Again, these B mains are presented by 618 Engraving Design. And we have Ty Dickinson in the 67 machine starting on the pole. On his outside is going to be Derek Patetti in the 141. Inside row number 2 has Braden Tuttle in the 84 machine. On his outside is going to be Fred Hoffman in the 13. Inside row number 3 is the 28 of Derek Daniel. And on his outside is going to be Dalton Shearer in the 115. Inside row number 4 has the 98 of Michael Farmer. On his outside is going to be the number 30 of Robert Puckett. John Hawley in that 41 machine is going to be inside row number 5. And on his outside is going to be the number 9 of Tate Black. Again, the top 3 drivers will be making it to your 22-car main event tonight. As they got the rolled up green flag going into turn number 1 there. And this is your second 618 Engraving and Design B main. As they go down the back straightaway, Ty Dickinson in that 67 machine is going to be leading the field. As he's in that start zone, the pace truck pulls off. He can hit that loud pedal anytime. And he's on that loud pedal, leading us to the third-party gaming green flag for your second B main. Here comes the 141 of Derek Patetti as he's going to try to cross him over. Here's the 84 down low. We're going to have contact between the 141 and the 84. As the 84 is getting that low side going, he's going to make a pass and get into second lap. First lap is going to be led by Ty Dickinson in that 67 machine. And the 141 of Derek Patetti hits the outside wall. Here comes the 13 of Fred Hoffman as he's moved up into your second position. And down low has your hard charger currently for your B main. It's going to be John Hawley as he's sitting on the bubble in the 4th position. And he had to let up there as he's coming off the turn. And your top 3 drivers are going to be the 67, the 84, and the 13. And here comes the 141 looking down low of the 13 as they go into turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. We have contact behind the 41 of John Hawley. And that should be, I believe that's the 115 and the 28. As we have a battle here, it looks like it's battle heating up for your lead here. We're going to go back there for your, we'll stay right here as we are going to be halfway through with your second B main, as they just got the cross flags. The 67 of Ty Dixon's still leading the field as he's led since the drop of the green, followed by Braden Toto and Fred Hoffman. Here comes Hoffman looking down low. He's trying to get that second position as he's getting that low side going in 1 and 2. The 84 is heading the outside as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3, still side by side. The 13 of Fred Hoffman's getting that low side going, and Braden's getting that high side going. The high side of, it seems like has more momentum coming off the turns, as the 13 is still getting that low side going. Here comes John Hawley, moved up into that fourth spot, as only the top 3 will be making it. As this time around, Ty just got the popsicle sticks, as we have 2 laps remaining here in your second B main tonight. Again, these two are giving each other room, running side by side. This is your battle for second on the screen. That's going to be between the 84 and the 13. As they come off turn number 4, they're getting the white flag as we have 1 lap remaining here in your second 618 caution or engraving and design B main. As Ty Dixon comes off turn number 4, he's getting the check flag. He's going to take the win here in your second B, followed by Braden in that 84 and the 13 of Fred Hoffman. Those 3 drivers will be going on to tonight's main event, and your herd charger in that feature, or in that B main for 10 laps, is going to be John Hawley, but he's right there and finished 4th and will not make the show tonight. As these drivers do a warm-up session, we're going to look at your results here. As I mentioned, the 41 of John Hawley, Derek Daniel, Michael Farmer, Tate Black, Robert Puckett, Derek Patetti, and Dalton Shearer will not make the field tonight for your 22-car starting lineup here for your 75-lap main event. And that's going to conclude your B mains, as these drivers will go out there for a Night Owl Racing League warm-up session. It's going to be a few minutes here. And it's set for 10 minutes. I'll be listening to race control to see how long we'll actually do it. We're going to have a 4-wide salute here as well for your main event. And that 4-wide salute is going to be presented by Victory Fuel. And just heard from race control, we're going to go until that timer says 5 minutes, says it's only going to be a 5-minute warm-up session. For the Victory Fuel 4-wide salute, at checkout for Victory Fuel, use RPE Sports Victory for a 10% checkout, 10% off your checkout. And your next Regal Promotions Esports event is going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which is going to be the 305 Nationals, which Monday is going to be the qualifying night number 1 at Huset's. And that's going to be 30 laps with a fixed setup, free entry. And it's a 3,500 iRating cap. You can catch that action live on Regal Promotions Esports. And then qualifying night number 2 is going to happen on Tuesday. Again, the same format, 30 laps, fixed setup, free entry. Still the 3,500 iRating cap and live on Regal Promotions Esports. And then on Wednesday night, June 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to have the 305 Nationals. Again, that's going to be at Huset's. It's going to be a 40 laps, 40-lap race, trophy to a winner, fixed setup, free entry, and catch that live on Regal Promotions Esports. And for Right Rear Racing here, our next time that we're going to go live will be tomorrow night, and that's going to be 8 Central as we cover the Road to Daytona Next Gen League race. And we're going to go live again on Thursday for the opener of the Summer Sizzle for Dirt Series. And as always, for all your drivers' meetings, that as soon as we went live on our broadcast here, for all your Regal Promotions esports events, Admin Box is the sponsor of your drivers' meetings. And for any purchase with Admin Box, use RPE Sports Box with 2 X's to save 10% on your next order. And your pit road sponsor, hopefully we don't see anyone down pit road here for your 75 laps. That's going to be Dirt Series Promotions, as they are your pit road sponsor tonight. We have a hard luck sponsor, and that's going to be Premier Setups. And I mentioned the trophy earlier about for the 305 Nationals. Those trophies are presented by Sick Trophies. They're the official trophy and sponsor of the 2025 Regal Promotions Esports Awards Show. That awards show will be happening in December, I believe. All your caution flags, your fastest lap, and your B-main sponsor, that's going to be 618 Engraving and Design. And your hard charger award sponsor, that's going to be TJ's Visuals. And I don't know if I mentioned earlier that Twisted Speed has donated $5 for the winner tonight. And we also have some other things going on for it as well. I know that there's this Pro Late Model Series is a 2-race series. You have tonight, I believe we have one in July. I could be wrong on July, but the best average finish of the drivers will be getting a Right Rear Racing shirt, and I'm going to put their car on the back of it with everyone that I broadcast for their leagues. And your starting lineup for tonight's 75-lap main event. It's going to have Alexi Vengeant in that 95 machine starting on the pole. On his outside side is going to be Steven Metcalf. Inside row number 2 has a 71 of Trevin. And on his outside is going to be the 191 of Matt Grimm. Inside row number 3 has Bradley Wilson in the 51. On his outside is going to be Jordan Koblenz in the 270. Inside row number 4 has Mason in the 89 machine, and on his outside is going to be Mike Augustine in the number 19. Row 5 has Branson in that 22 machine, and on his outside is going to be Dan McLeod in the 07. Inside row number 6 has Jimbo Rooney in that 27 machine. On his outside is going to be Troy in the 21. Inside row number 7 has Jeff Humphrey in the 36. On his outside is going to be Jacob Cannon in the 93. Inside row number 8 has Corey in the 34. On his outside is going to be Ryan in the 81. Inside row number 9, these are your transfer drivers from both the B mains. That's going to be Blake Giglio in the 16. On his outside is going to be the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Inside row number 10 has Trevor in the 33. On his outside is going to be Braden Tuttle in the 84. And your last and final row for tonight's 75-lap main event has Tyler Bowman in the 79 and Fred Hoffman in the 13. As you see these drivers coming off to getting in a 4-wide formation. And that 4 wide salute is presented by Victory Fuel. Again, the field is going to be led by the number 95 of Alexi Vincent. They got the rolled up green flag. We're going to go green flag racing next time around as the 95 leads us off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Again, the 75 laps the distance with 22 drivers. Now, I got my turns mixed up there as trying to get everything situated. Now we have the rolled up green flag. And then now they're coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway as the 95 is going to lead us into turn number 3. And he's in that start zone. He can hit that loud pedal anytime. As he comes off turn number 4, we're going to have our first third-party gaming green flag of the night as the 95 is going to lead us into turn number 1, the 71. Trevin's going to be right behind him. It looks like Steven got a little bit crossed up there off of 1 and 2 on the top side. The 71 still looking down low. And coming off turn 4 for your first time is going to be the number 95 at the line, leading lap number 1. The 71 of Trevin still getting that low side going. We're having a battle here for your top 3 drivers right now as the 71 still running that low side. The 95 and the 70 are running the high. As they come off turn number 4, this time around it's going to still be Trevin now at the line, leading the field. As we have 1 in the outside wall, this 71 is finding some speed down there on the bottom as they go side by side, entering turn. Here comes 3 wide back right behind these 2 drivers. This is your top 5 drivers right on top of each other early on in this race as we're 3 laps down. Alexi's getting that outside going. Trevin's getting that low side going. They're battling it out. This 71 is going to get some momentum off turn 2 there. And here comes Jordan Koblenz in that 270 there. And off the turn 4, the 95 is going to be leading the field here. Again, on your screen is your battle for the lead early on in this race as we have a 75-lap main event. This 95 and the 71 have been racing side by side. The 95 has been staying up top. The 71 has been down low. And now here comes Jordan Koblenz in that 270 getting into the field as well as he's trying to run it 3 wide. And right behind them in the 4th position is going to be the 91 of Matt Grimm as he's coming back into the picture here to race out as 71 is not getting that bottom side going, it looks like. And in the 5th position down there right behind the 71, that's going to be Mike Augustine as he's already moved up 3 spots. And your current hard charger in this field, it's still early to call it, that's going to be Fred Hoffman in that 13 machine as he's already moved up 13 spots as he's sitting P9 right now. We're going to go back up to the front of the field as Mike Augustine's moved up 4 spots and he's taken over that 4th position. This is where your battle is on the field for the lead. As Mike's trying to get that low side going and Matt's on his outside. That's going to be battle for 4th once 19 gets that low side going. Jordan Koblenz is in your 2nd position. As you take a look at it as they come off the turn here, off turn number 2 down the back straightaway, the number 19 of Mike Augustine. He's the first car out of the line and running that low side as everyone else is trying to run that high side. And now here comes the 27 of Jordan Koblenz looking down low. It's still the 95 of Alexi up front. Jordan Koblenz trying to look down low, and now here comes the 19 trying to make a pass on Matt Grind. The 3 drivers on your screen now is going to be the 27, the 91, and the 19 as they are 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively. The 191 of Matt Grimm, he hit the outside wall there just a little bit. Here comes the 19 looking down low. He's trying to get that 3rd position away from the 91. As they come off turn number 4 down the front straightaway, that high side just has that momentum coming off of it right now. As a 19 looks like he's trying to save his tires, looking down low. And I could be wrong. I'm just speculating here as we are going to be side by side coming off for 2nd. That's going to be between the 27 and the 191. And your current hard charger still is going to be the Fred Hoffman. And that 13 machine, he's moved up to the 6th position. That's make that 16 spots that he's moved up early on in this race, as we are only on lap number 15. As he's getting that high side ripping. He's trying to reel in the 71 of Trevin and getting that top 5 there. As we take a look at Jordan Koblenz and Matt Grime, they're still trying to battle it out. Right behind them is going to be Mike Augustine. And in 5th is going to be Trevin. And right behind him is your current hard charger. And Fred Hoffman in that 13 machine. He's getting that high side going. He's slowly reeling in Trevin there. As Trevin is less than a second ahead as they go into turn number 3. And we go back up to the front of here. This is your battle for 3rd on your screen. That's going to be Matt Grime and Mike Augustine. As they come down the front straightaway, enter turn number 1. And then we go back up to the front here between Alexi and Jordan. Looks like someone might have got tangled up there or might have disconnected, as your leaderboard will be going kind of crazy there. As we stay under green, the 95 of Alexi is still going to be holding off the field. Jordan Koblenz in that 270 is going to be 2nd. Matt Grime in 3rd. Mike Augustine will be sitting in 4th, followed by Trevin in that 71 machine, and right behind him is your current hard charger early on in this race of Fred Hoffman. The 51 of Bradley Wilson will be in the 7th. Troy in that 21 machine will be 8th. Branson in the 22s. 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is going to be Stephen Metcalf. As the leaderboard goes crazy right now, I believe someone, like I said, is having some lagging issues, and you see that lap traffic's going to be playing a factor here momentarily. As they go into turn 1 and 2 down the back straightaway, about a straightaway distance between the leaders and lap traffic. As they come off turn number 4, we're going to be 25 laps down with 50 laps remaining. The track looks racy here as everyone's currently going to the high side, but as you see that 27 of Jordan Koblenz, he's trying to get that middle line going. It should be coming in here momentarily. On your screen now is going to be the top 2 drivers. That's the 95 of Alexi Vincent and the 270 of Jordan Koblenz. Then we go back to your 3rd place driver of Matt Grime. And that 191. Right behind him is going to be Mike Augustine and that 19 machine. And Trevin's going to round out your top 5 here with Fred Hoffman sitting in 6th. And they have a pretty good distance between 6th and 7th as they're battling it out here between the 22, the 21, and the 51. Trying to get that 7th position, as that is going to be 7th, 8th, and 9th respectively. And right behind them is going to be the 27 of Jimbo Rooney. And something happened. I thought something happened there to your leader momentarily, so we're back up here, and now you see these drivers are right there on top of each other as we're starting lap number 31 and make that 32 as the 27 of Jordan Koblenz. He's looking down low in turn 1. The 95's right there, still getting the high side going. We're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. This is your battle for lead between the 95 and the 27. The 27 still right there, looking to make a pass going in 3 and 4. And at the line, it's still the 95 leading the field. The 95's trying to hold off the 27 of Jordan Blintz as they come in off turn 2 down the back straightaway. The 95 kind of gave himself a little bit of breathing room as they go into turn number 3. Here comes Jordan Blintz again. He's trying to get that momentum going and get that middle line going once again. And lap traffic is right there upon them. They should hit lap traffic probably lap number 40. As the 95 and the 27 are battling it out for the lead. And they're still keeping a distance between them and Matt Grime. As the 27 is still looking down low, lower than the 95, I should say. And we're going to have a wreck right in front of the leaders as the 95 is going to get collected in that. That's the 89 that's upside down. Oh, man. Hopefully that did not mess up your leaders there. As we take a look at what happened there. See them all get, they're running 4 wide, got all tangled up. Some people didn't have anywhere to go, including your leaders. And that's going to bring out your first 618 engraving design caution flag of the night as we just went 36 laps under green flag racing. As we go look at the 95, we're going to take a closer look at his front end, see if he got any damage or anything. As we go in close, it doesn't look like he got any damage on that one. And he survived. And he's still going to be the leader in that number 95 machine. And second is going to be the 270 of Jordan Blintz. Right behind them is going to be Matt Grime in the 191. And third. And fourth is going to be Mike Augustine in the 19 machine. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be Fred Hoffman. Again, he is your early hard charger as he's moved up 17 spots into your top 5 spot here. And 6th is going to be the 71 of Trevin. And they double up and everything's going haywire on me. We should be going green flag racing once again. Here, those pitch truck lights are off. And the pace truck pulls off as the 95 of Alexi hits that loud pedal and leads us back to the third party gaming. Green flag goes in turn number 1. He's going to get that low side going, slide up there off of turn 2. And here comes the 19 of Mike Augustine looking down low. In 3 and 4, he's going to throw a slide job. He's going to try to make it stick and make a pass here for the lead. As we come off 4, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead. And at the line, that was Alexi Vigent in that 95 machine going to take still maintain the lead. The 27 is going to push up. Here comes the 71 looking down low. He's going to do the same thing here and throw a slide job on the 95. Here comes another crossover from the 95 of Alexi. As they're going to be 3 wide once again at the line, it's going to still be the 95 of Alexi Vigent. And the 27 of Jordan Blintz, he's still getting that low side going. We're going to have contact between the 95, the 71, and the 22. Here comes Mike Augustine down low as they're still battling out for the lead. And at the line, it's going to be the 27 of Jordan Blintz making contact and leading the lap. And we're going to have another caution flag coming out. And these drivers are leaning on each other and giving us one hell of a show after that caution flag. And we go take a look with Jimbo Rooney. Don't know what happened to Jimbo Rooney there. But that caution will be on Jimbo Rooney, most likely. And so that's going to change up your... That's going to change up your leader, your top 5 here. You've seen that they're slicing and dicing. We have the 270 of Jordan Blintz in the lead now with Mike Augustine in 3rd. And 4th is going to be Alexi Vigent, followed by the 71 of Trevin. Matt Grimm in that 191 machine, he's moved to the 5th position. And in 6th, Again, my ticker's all messed up here. And 6th is going to be Troy, and in 7th is going to be Fred Hoffman. As we are still under caution here. In 8th is going to be Branson. 9th is Jacob Cannon. And round out your top 10 is going to be the 81 of Ryan. As the pace truck lights go off, they're receiving the rolled up green flag. We're going to go green flag racing once again next time around. With 40 laps down, 35 remaining here. The 27 of Jordan Comblitz lead us down the back straightaway into turn number 3. And he's right there at that start zone area. The pace truck's going to pull off, and he's going to hit that loud pedal and lead us to the third-party gaming flag, green flag once again as he goes in turn number 1. The number 95 of Alexi's changing up his line. He's getting that bottom side going, and as we say that, the 95, or I'm sorry, the 27 and the 19, they're getting the high side going in 1 and 2. Here comes the 19 in the middle of 3 and 4. As the 27's on the outside, the 27's going to lead the lap here. Here comes Mike Augustine looking down low. He's going to throw a slide job entering turn number 1 as the 27 has hits the binders there coming off turn 2. And you go down the back straightaway. Mike Augustine's going to lead us into turn number 3 as the 27's going to push up 2. We're going to have a little bit of contact there on the outside wall, and the 27 is going to lead the lap there. Here comes Mike Augustine back on the charge, and right behind him is going to be the 91 moving into the 3rd position. As we have a battle between the 27 and the 19 on your screen as they're side by side coming off turn 4. And since that restart, the 27's led all the laps under green since the last restart here. Here comes the 19 of Mike Augustine trying to get some momentum coming off turn 2. Looking down low in turn 3. He's going to throw a slide job here on Jordan Comblitz. And here comes Jordan throwing a slide job. Or I'm sorry, a crossover. And at the line, we're going to have a lead change of Mike Augustine as he just led that lap there. Here comes the 19 as throwing a slide or crossover move there. Man, we're throwing the slide jobs back and forth as Mike Augustine and Jordan Comblitz battle it out for the lead. At this time, they have 30 laps remaining in this event. The 19 of Mike Augustine is in the lead. Jordan Comblitz is in 2nd. And right behind them, we're going to have a contact and race in between the 95 and the 22. Here comes the 93 as he's going to try to throw a slide job on the 22. And that's going to be Jacob Cannon in the 93. We're going to go back up to the front here between the 27 and the 19. As they're running roughly the same line there. As they come off turn number 4. They're both running the high side in 1 and 2. And going into 3, they're running that low mid slider line. And we have a changeover for 3rd, and that's going to be the 22 of Branson. But here comes the 95 of Alexi, and he's going to try to maintain that 3rd position as they go side by side down the back straightaway. Here comes the 22 looking down low, entering turn number 3, and that's going to be Branson in that 22 machine. Throws a slide job on the 95. Here comes a crossover move by the 95 as he looks down low and throws his own slide job in 1 and 2. And the crossover from the 22 of Branson as they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Jacob Cannon. He's going to throw his head in the mix here as the 22 gets in the outside wall. Can't throw a crossover on him, and we're going to have contact with the 93 and the 95. But here comes the 13 of Fred Hoffman. We're getting that low side going as we're going to start working our way back up towards the front of the field real fast here as we are in our last under 25 laps remaining here. Mike Augustine is out front as he's moved up 7 spots. Jordan Comblitz is in 2nd in that 270. He's moved up 4 spots. Branson in that 22 machine, he's moved up 6 spots currently, and he's in your top 3. And 4th is going to be the 93 of Jacob Cannon. As soon as I say that, he's throwing a slide job on the 22, but it gets the outside wall, and here comes the 22 throwing a crossover here as the 93 has moved up 10 spots. And that 95 is going to be Alexi, your early race leader until that first caution came out. And that's going to be the 95 rounding out your top 5. On his right behind him in that other black and green car, that's going to be your 191 of Matt Grime. And 7th is going to be Fred Hoffman in that 13 machine. Again, he is your early race hard charger as he's moved up 15 spots. We're going to go back up to the front of the field here as the battle for 3rd between the 22 and the 93 are heating up just a little bit, was what I've seen on my ticker, as we are now under 20 laps remaining in tonight's main event. As the 22's getting the outside going, here comes the 93 of Jacob Cannon. He's going to look down low this time around, throw a slide job. Here comes the crossover from Branson as the 93 hits the outside wall. And going into 1, they're running the same line there. You're running that top side, 1 and 2. And we're going to have a caution come out here. Oh, and that's going to take out your hard charger. That was going to be a battle for. That takes out your current hard charger, Fred Hoffman. If I can find that exactly what happened there. The 79, the 21 got into it, pushed up, and we're going to try to rewind that just a little bit. And so we're on board with the 79 of Tyler Bowman. As you see, Bowman's trying to get that low side going. The 81 comes down, bumps the 13. Everyone's trying to race for the same position. And the 13 of Fred Hoffman got tangled up in there as well. And that's going to bring out your 3rd 618 caution flag. Engraving the design caution flag. We have the 19 of Mike Augustine leading the field. Jordan Comblentz in that 270 in 2nd. And 3rd is going to be Branson in that 22 machine. And 4th will be the 93 of Jacob Cannon. And Alexi will be in 5th. And the 95, I'm sorry, that's Matt Grime in 5th. And the 95 of Alexi in 6th. As they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway, they're going to go green flag racing once again once they come off turn number 4. As Mike Augustine leads us into turn number 3, he's waiting to hit that loud pedal. And he's on that pedal as he leads us into the third-party gaming. Green flag once again here. And you're late into the race as the 19 is going to be still leading the field as they go into turn 1 and 2. The 22 machine of Branson's trying to get that low side going. We're going to have a battle here for the lead between the 27 of Jordan Comblentz and Mike Augustine. Mike Augustine's going to get that outside going and still maintain the lead. And right behind them is going to be the number 93 of Jacob Cannon and the 22 of Branson. They're trying to battle it out for your top 3. The 27 of Jordan Comblentz, he's looking down low. And so as I said that, he slid up to the top as 3 and 4 there. As Mike Augustine tries to separate himself from Jordan Comblentz as he gets a good run off of 2 down the back straightaway. Jordan Comblentz running that slider line in 3 and 4. And right behind him is going to be Jacob Cannon in that number 93 machine. He's moved up in 11 spots, and that's still not enough for a hard charger. As he's going to get momentum here, drive in to 3 and 4, throw a slide job on the 27. Jordan Comblentz is going to try to throw a crossover. We're going to be side by side, and at the line it's going to be 93 of Jacob Cannon taking over your 2nd position. Here comes a slide job by the 27, crossover by the 93 as they go down the back straightaway. The 93 is going to come up into the 27 machine, and that's most likely going to bring out a caution as I believe he lost a wheel there. The 22 of Branson is going to take over your 2nd position, and here comes the 93 once again, hot on the heels of Jordan Comblentz. He's going to tag Jordan Comblentz just a little bit as they go into turn 1, and they're side by side. Here comes a slide job by the 93 of Jacob Cannon. And Jordan Comblentz is going to cross him over as they go down the front straightaway. And this is your battle for 3rd between the 93 and the 27 on the screen. And they're making a little bit of contact there. We have 11 laps remaining here tonight for your late model stream presented by Metcalf Cinematography. Mike Augustine has kind of separated himself from Branson in that 22 machine. And then in 3rd is going to be the 93 of Jacob Cannon. And this time around, they see 10 fingers as we have 10 laps remaining. Jordan Comblentz is trying to push his way back into that top 3 spot, but at that time it's going to be the 91 of Matt Grime taking a pass there as Jordan Comblentz got into the outside wall and allowed Matt Grime to close that door in and make that pass. And we're going to have a caution flag out here. Again, that's going to be a 618 engraving and design caution flag as we go with your early race leader of Alexi. It looks like something might have broke, or no, he's slowing down to get that low side going. Here comes the 34, kind of loops him there, and the car right behind them did not have anywhere to go. And that's going to bring out another caution flag. And with us being under 10 laps, we should be single file with Mike Augustine at the point, and right behind him is going to be the number 22 of Branson, the 93 of Jacob Cannon, the 191 of Matt Grime, the 270 of Jordan Comblentz will round out your top 5. Trevin in the 71 will be 6. Tyler Bowman, your new early hard charger, in the 79. And I say it's early still because who knows with this race, they could have the announcer curse there. And in 8th will be Jeff Humphrey. And all this is shuffling. All my stuff is shuffling around too much to give you all the correct information. As the 19 of Mike Augustine comes off 4, sees the rolled up green flag, as we're going to go green flag racing once again here momentarily. As Mike leads us down the back straightaway, he's looking for that third-party gaming green flag. As he goes into turn number 3. He's in that start zone. He's going to hit that loud pedal and get that third-party gaming green flag. He's going to get a good jump on Branson in that 22 machine. Right behind him is going to be the number 93. Here comes Jordan Comblentz looking down low as the 91 of Matt Grime hits the outside wall, entering 1 and 2. Here comes Trevin in that 71 machine. As we go back up to the front, Branson's trying to get that high side going. He's going to make a pass on Mike Augustine. Mike just glitched out there just a little bit. Hopefully Mike did not lose connection and back out, as currently it's going to be Branson in that 22 machine, followed by Jacob Cannon in that 93. As Jacob Cannon tries to throw a slide job on 22, makes contact with him and spins him out. And that's going to bring out a caution flag there. Now we've seen all of that right here live, but we're going to check out another angle. As you see, the 22 is getting that outside lane going. And the 93 just hits him with the right rear and then sends him on around. And that should change things up here early on, or late in the race. Late in the race here with, I believe Mike might have had connection issues. As we try to find Mike, Mike's not showing up, and it's saying that he is out. And we're going to stay focused on the front of the field. That's going to be Matt Grime in the 191. And again, all results here on Right Rear Racing, even the final results that I post after the feature, are all unofficial results. If you're interested in the official results, check out Regal Promotions Esports Facebook page as they post the official results. Matt Grime in that 191 is going to take the new lead there, followed by the 27 of Jordan Comblentz. And right behind them is going to be the 71 of Trevin, and then the 79 of Tyler Bowman. As they go down the back straightaway, we have, I believe that's 6 laps remaining here. And we're back under the third party gaming green flag racing, followed by with the 191 of Matt Grime. Here comes Jordan Complets down low, the 71 right behind him as well. And the first one out of the line after the top 5, that's going to be, can't see who, that's going to be the 77 up there banging the boards. Matt Grime still leading the field. The 270 of Jordan Complets is in second. We have a few laps here remaining. Here comes the 67 of Ty Dixon down low. He's going to be in fourth. He's trying to get that third position away. Or I'm sorry, he's still battling it out with the fourth position. As the 91 messed up there, here comes Jordan Complets as he goes into turn 3 and 4. Something's wrong with Matt Grime as he's going off the pace. And Trevin in that 71 machine is going to take second, followed by Tyler Bowman in the 79. And fourth currently is Ty Dixon. As Ty Dixon is trying to make a pass on the 79. We have another caution coming out. We should have a green-white checker here, boys and girls. And I believe that's said Jordan Complets crashed, but I don't see him crashing there. He just... or yeah, something broke on it and he pulled off and stopped. So now your new leader, as the top 5 drivers that have been in here have either disconnection issues or taking the two taking each other out, and then something happened with the 191 and then the 270 is going to lead the 71 to the field or to the lead now. And that's going to be the 71 of Trevin, followed by the 79 of Tyler Bowman. And third is going to be Ty Dixon in that 67 machine, followed by Jeff Humphrey in the 36, the 84 of Braden Tuttle, and then 21 of Troy, the 34 of Corey, and eighth is the 33 of Trevor, and ninth's 93 of Jacob Cannon, and rounding out your top 10 will be the 51 of Bradley Wilson. And trying to get back up there with your leader in that 71 machine, as we are going to go green flag racing next time around. Led by the 71 of Trevin. And he's going to hit that loud pedal. Once again, we are third party gaming green flag. The 71 is going to lead us into turn number 1. We're going to have a battle between the 77 and the 67 for the third position as they come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. That's still going to be led by Trevin in that 71, the 79 in second of Tyler Bowman. And third currently is going to be Ty Dixon holding off the 84 and the 77 as they have the white flag. We have one more time around who's going to take this win here at Eldora as they come down the back straightaway. The 67 is going to look down low of the 79. They're going to try to make it too wide for the second position. Off they come for, and at the line it's going to be the 84 taking the third position away from Ty. And so your winner is going to be the 71 of Trevin. The 79, your hard charger, moving up 19 spots, is going to be Tyler Bowman. Braden Tuttle moved him up 17 spots. He's going to finish third with a close finish there with Ty Dixon. That finished fourth. And fifth is going to be Jeff Humphrey in the 36. Troy in the 21 is going to 6. Seventh is going to go to Jacob Cannon in the 93. Eighth is going to go to Corey. Ninth is going to go to Trevor. And rounding out the top 10 will be Branson in the 22. And 11th is going to be Bradley Wilson in the 51. And 12th is going to go to Dan McLeod in the 07. Jimbo Roney is going to be 13 in that 27 machine. Matt Grime finishes 14th in the 191. Jordan Complets in 15th in that 270. And Fred Hoffman will finish 16th. Stephen Metcalf will finish 17th. Mike Augustine will finish in 18th. In 19th, we have Alexi Vigent. 20th is Ryan. 21st is Mason, and 22nd will be Blake Giglio. And we're going to hear from your unofficial top 3 drivers here tonight. Again, all the results will be posted on the Regal Promotions Esports events or Facebook page. Let's see if we got your top 3 drivers here. And I have your winner. I'm still waiting for Tyler and Braden. And just to kind of speed things up, we're going to go ahead and listen or hear from Trevin here, the 71 machine. And Trevin, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was one heck of a race there. The last few laps, kind of explain what happened there, because it seemed like the drivers in front of you either lagged out, got to a wreck. What was going through your mind late in that race?
Late in the race, I was really concerned of the fuel, and I'm assuming that's what happened to all the guys in front of me. I think they all ran out of fuel. Early on, I was just trying to conserve fuel and tires. I think I went to the top a little too early, just because I was really short on fuel. But I gotta give a huge shout out to Dan McLeod for pushing me to victory lane. But no, I think it's just a fuel issue. We were all short on fuel, and everybody was just driving too hard.
And y'all were all driving hard, leaning on each other. Where I know you were saving some fuel and everything. Where was your favorite part of the track to run at tonight? Whenever you weren't worried about conserving.
When I wasn't worried about conserving, I seem to be the only one doing it. But like if I was in a group with people, I'd run a cut down out of 2, and take that tack on the bottom, and then it was really fun to just slingshot you down the backstretch. But that 2 lane on the top in 3 and 4 was pretty fun to race too, if you had some clean people to race it with.
Yes, sir. And with tonight's race win, you're going to receive $5 from Twisted Speed. And as long as you make it to the second race of the series, right now you have the best average upon everyone else with your average finish of 1. And no one can beat the average position of 1. So you're currently in the lead for winning a Right Rear Racing shirt as well. Again, congratulations here on your victory. And do you have any friends, family, or sponsors that you'd like to give a shout out to?
A huge shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my grandpa. I gotta give a huge shout out to Dan McLeod, Ethan Humphrey, Tate Black. I gotta thank you guys for putting these shows on. I gotta thank all my sponsors: Vanderland Building Products, SV Plumbing and Heating, Next Level Graphics for making this hot rod look as good as it always does. Snap On. That should be everybody.
And thank you for taking the time tonight racing one of the Regal Promotions events here. And hopefully we catch you here again on Right Rear Racing for the podium. Again, congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, thank you. And there you have it, your winner tonight of Trevin. And I don't see the other 2 drivers here making the call for the interviews. And so we're going to go ahead and conclude the night with that part of this program. And again, Regal Promotions esports events that are upcoming are going to be next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday are going to be qualifying nights for the 305 Nationals at Houston Speedway. They're going to be 30 laps each. And then on Wednesday, June 11th, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to have a 40-lap main event there for your 305 Nationals. If you're interested in joining, reach out to Regal Promotions Esports. And as for Right Rear Racing, our next event that we're going to be broadcasting is going to be tomorrow night for the Road to Daytona. Tune in at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Thursday, we go live again for Dirt Series promotions here on Right Rear Racing. Again, that action can be caught at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in here tonight, and everyone have a good night.
Checkered flag flying, it's the end of the show. From dirt to the blacktop, we let it all go. Burning rubber, slamming gears, making hearts race. If you miss the heat, catch the highlight, press play. Right rear racing, lights out, that's a wrap. From the front straight to the back, we attacked every lap. Don't blink, don't sleep, we'll be back in your feed with the throttle wide open and a need for speed. You saw the drama, the thrill, the slide jobs and spins. Legends born in the booth and on tracks we win. Facebook, YouTube, hit subscribe and stay loud. We ain't slowing down, just saving it for the next round. Broadcast signed off, but the fire still burns. Catch us next time, where the story continues at full send. Joe, right rear racing, we out, hold tight, see you next race under that right.